How are you?
The Queen Mother.
Oh, the African Kiniko Queen.
Thanks to Chief.
Yes.
I'll send my messages later. Sorry I couldn't come because I had a working weekend. I had to see a client at the prisons. But today is my bestie's birthday. Joel, happy birthday for
everybody's
watching.
bestie.
Joel has been my friend since 1999 when he was dating my best friend. So we've been best friends like that. And I've not been in touch recently. I just saw the birthday today, 9. I was like, every 9 used to be outing date those days. But I have good news. You remember our friend, my big auntie, Tokwe Fajing Besibalo?
Yes.
You know, she's very, very advanced in her
agriculture.
17 years of waiting. She had a baby girl.
Oh, my God.
No. I've been singing all the wala that I had this weekend. I just put that good news at the back of one corner of my
congratulations.
chest. Dancing. You've been seeing my stories. Oh, my goodness. She's been through
17 years.
Fertility is something. She's first marriage, you know, stillbirth. Yeah. And now, Allah in His magnanimity just dropped, you know,
that's a good way to start this week.
Coolness of our eyes. May Allah bless you. Zikra, Abike, me, I added Ochua. Some of us are dropping our names. So, may Allah continue to bless you. May Allah make you the coolness of the Balogun's eyes. And to talk where she deserves it.
Yes.
May Allah make you coolness.
Fantastic.
That's such a
good news.
That's very good.
Yeah. How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm doing very well. My pastor had launched a book a few months back. I think it was on our birthday, and yesterday they brought it to church. So the book is about affirmations, and I am totally big on. It's a confession for your princes and confessions for your princesses. By the time I got to the counter, the princess was sold out. It was the princess. When I read it, I made the kids read it this morning, and it just I love the thoughtfulness put into providing educational materials for our children that gives them the right mindsets, because there's a whole lot being bombarded, hitting them on everywhere. So as parents, our own is to speak the right words, support them with the right materials, and leave the rest to the hands of God. So I'm grateful for that book. I read it myself, and I really, really enjoyed some part of it. Yeah. And we're in a new school. This morning I was praying for them. I said, don't use today to judge the rest of the school. Just be kind to everybody today. Just be kind, smile, be pleasant. That's the only thing I expect from you. And then my heart.
How are you doing, Amaka Fresh?
I'm fine.
You've been gone for like 10 years.
I
missed you too.
And then I've been eyeing this your outfit.
It's radical.
As in, it's giving.
It's
giving. Yes, I'm fine. Trying to do more of well-being.
Nice.
Like, so beginning of the year, I started my 10-kilometer walks every day. But then, somehow, you know, when you want to start something, somehow we fall down by the end of the day, most times I'm tired. So I tried to start that again. Now I noticed that I've not been able to even get up to 4. Even I get up to like 4,000 steps. But, you know, I'm trying to eat healthy, you know, glow from within, help, you know, work on my mind.
I try to, every day my alarm sounds at 5 o'clock, and I just can't stand up. And I have a treadmill right in front of me.
Yes.
Just to get on it and walk.
Don't be like me.
I'm just terrible. I don't even know why.
My treadmill is spoiling since I bought it where I kept it.
It's terrible. So I had a fabulous weekend. It was actually so many activities this weekend, back to back. You know, I had to be at my police supernumerary activity in the morning on Saturday. From there, I rushed to the speaking engagement at the Women in Africa conference, and from there I went to a wedding. From there I was supposed to go to a party, to a birthday party. Runke Fashion was 40 on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I was on my way there, but I was like, you know, Mara, you can't come and die. Just turn back to your house, because go and sleep. And Sunday was great. I mean, we had fun yesterday. There were a lot of people celebrating, but I didn't realize that different people were actually celebrating her. So the people who celebrated her yesterday invited me to come over, and I saw Maka there. Yeah, I saw you there, and I saw a few people there. It was really good. So I mean, it was a great weekend activity. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Investors take FGN $500 million bond to oversubscription. What APC will discuss at NEC meeting by party. Excuse me. 48 die in Niger tanker fire as double multiple crashes kill one in Lagos. PDP knocks Kogonso for referring to party as dead. Residents, doctors to lose 7 days pay to strike. Nigerian Chinese firms sign $1 billion iron ore to steel project pact. Wike Chinese firms signed MOUs to boost power water in FCT. And 342 billion are recovered from NIRSAL microfinance bank debtors. Okay.
Okay, let me take the one that I take, the iron ore steel project. According
all
to
these
the
Chinese stories always interest you. Anything Chinese.
Do anything foreign.
Yeah,
it's taken with a pinch of suspicion.
Yeah, go ahead.
They have signed MOU with for $1 billion with two firms, one locally, one Chinese. These two firms are quickly. Well, the Minister for Solid Minerals special assistant, special advisor was the one breaking this news. He said that the minister hailed the feat in China, and he also commented this. They signed this deal with two companies, one Chat and Capstone Integrated Limited of Nigeria, and Sinomach He of China. And these two companies, of course, are going to come in to mine steel in the Kogi State area. Was that our popular steel company there? Also, they've also put in a policy called they reverse the policy, pit support policy, where you just mine, head to the port and export. So now they're also looking to, because of course this will make the miners use the steel locally, and of course it will increase employment and guarantee jobs for our youth. Skills transfer also will be possible, and there'll be better balance of trade between both countries. That's the best part of the news. I read the news entirely, and I saw that, the head of the Nigerian counterpart, Edi Jala, I'm trying to get his full names, was commending the minister for, removing every bottleneck. He said that when he applied for his exploration license, he did not have to meet or pay or do anything. It was easy and like that. And I'm just hoping what he's saying is not a one person's account of how, you get exploration licenses. Also, I did not hear the environmental impact assessment of this business. So then let them not mine steel and leave Kogi people poorer than they met them, like they are now in the Niger Delta.
How are we preempting?
I'm just saying, it's experience.
From
experience,
let's pick another story, Nation.
So let me take the story about the investors and the 500 million bond. So it's good news from the look of things. It's good news. The good news is that investors have taken in Nigeria's first domestic foreign investment denominated fund. So we're getting forex, and it is done within Nigeria. The target was to raise 500 million, but some people are saying that it was oversubscribed, almost 100%. They are saying it might have been subscribed to as much as 800 million, and some are saying as much as $1 billion came into the country through this week-long investment window. Some of the people that got to subscribe include, according to their breakdown, they had local investors, we had diasporan community. They said the appetite showed that people were really interested, and it shows the confidence that the investors market has in Nigerian government right now. I know that we're looking forward to having this money. I want the government to put the money into good use, and most importantly, let's deliver on the return that we promised investors. But this is foreign denominated, so it's a bit safer than what people have gotten if it was a Naira bond. So it's good news anyway.
Okay, so I have the resident doctors, no work, no pay strike. So the federal government appears resolute to implement its no work, no pay rule against members of resident doctors who embarked on a 7-day strike recently. This strike was embarked on because of the fact that one of their colleagues, Dr. Popular, was abducted with her husband and nephew on December 27 last year. Regardless of the fact that her husband has been released this past March, her nephew is still in captivity. That's a really long time to be holding someone. I hope the person is still alive. Anyway, she's a doctor, yes. So she's a doctor at the National Eye Center in Kaduna. The 3 days after the strike, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Affairs threatened to enforce the no work, no pay policy against the striking doctors. This is because the government had already told them that we are working on resolving their issues, but they went ahead to still, continue with the protest and the strike. And this affected a lot of healthcare. And the government is saying that just like the association is demanding action over their colleagues' unfortunate situation, the government is also equally responsible to the citizens who were denied healthcare services, that the casualties and victims that were denied the services of healthcare during the strike cannot even be imagined. So they expected them to have, be more empathetic, knowing that the government was going to try to resolve the issue and not put that, over people's lives.
Okay, so the PDP have expressed anger at the former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso for describing the party as dead. On Saturday, during the inauguration of the renovated party NNPP in Katsina State, Kwankwaso said that his followers and he left PDP because PDP is dead. He added that I wish to remind you that PDP is dead because we left the party. Since they have gone out of line, we decided to check out. But of course, the spokesperson for PDP was not going to take that line low. So the publicity secretary, Debo Ologunagba, said our reaction to the statement of Kwankwaso is that he's very inconsequential in the Nigerian politics today, judging from the fact that he is struggling to lead a party called NNPP. That NNPP only has one state, and how he doesn't understand how he can call a party that has 13 governors, many senators, many members of the House of Representatives, control of several states, House of Assembly, and strong presence in the local government as dead. So, and they
even called him failed politician.
Moving on now to the Punch. Marketers plan petrol import as NNPCL Dangote talks drag. Strike asks the government panel to meet Wednesday. Group sues Lagos over $100 million Dangote land deal. Obaseki's ego caused rift with Oshomole, this APC. Excuse me. 48 passengers, 50 cows killed in Niger tanker fire. Europe-bound cocaine consignment intercepted in sanitary pads. Articles 8 LP and NNPP differ on merger plan. And over 1,000 soldiers resigned from army in 4 years, says report. Let's take one story for the break.
Okay, so the 1,000 soldiers, according to this Punch report, over 1,800 soldiers, 1,008 soldiers have resigned from the Nigerian army in 4 years. And they took a breakdown of it. In August this year, 196 soldiers resigned. In 2002, a total of 261 soldiers resigned. In 2021, 127 resigned. And in 2020, 365 soldiers resigned. Now, these are soldiers that are not within, they have not reached their retirement age, nor have they completed their mandatory year of service. But, they read the disengagement letter, and they said in accordance with the provisions of the reference A and B of the Chief of Army Staff, Vide reference C, approved the voluntary discharge of the above-named soldiers and 195 others listed in NXA. So simply allowing them to go. Reacting to this, the Director of the Army Public Relations, Major General Oyama Chukwu, said that the Nigerian Army was not by conscription, so it was a voluntary thing, they are allowed to go. But it worries me. I think if they are properly motivated, because in the report also they said some of them are resigning due to health reasons. So when a soldier gets injured on the field, should they just resign? Is there a package for them? I would have loved more details on, whether they are properly motivated. Yeah.
All right, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Imagine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest, because ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on,
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us
Editor, scratch this part
that could
out.
have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, my day.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Seun Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi
Seun
Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me
can't guess
anything.
everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
We
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
on the 7 of 7.
Global Entrepreneurship Festival to be hosted at the Entrepreneurship Village in Nigeria, November 22nd to the 24th. Join world leaders, heads of state, diplomats, ministers, governors, investors, policymakers, tech leaders, organizations, startups, and entrepreneurs from all over the world. To attend, visit www.globalentrepreneurshipfestival.com. For partnerships, call 234-912-165-9914. Over 20 million viewers, 5,000 event participants, 200 exhibitors, 43 global speakers, and 12 events, which includes conferences, trade fairs, innovation and robotics expo, art and creative exhibitions, a dazzling fashion show, and a closing concert. All in one.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. What's the story?
Yeah, so Dangote refinery, Dangote spoke up and mentioned in his press release that he didn't get any support, incentive from the federal government or Lagos state government, and that even though he got a good deal on the land that was used for the Dangote refinery was paid for, and he said he paid 100 million. And since he made that statement when he was presenting his products, a group of landowners, customary landowners, have sued Lagos for 100 million. They said that if the Dangote, the chairman of the Dangote group, said he paid Lagos State $100 million, how did Lagos spend that money? When did Lagos get that money? Why did Lagos not disclose that Dangote paid that? What the information they had was that the land was given to Dangote so that they can bring business to Lagos State. And now Dangote said they did not pay. So they quoted the constitution that supports their right to this money, and they have taken the Lagos State government to court. The Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, compelled to release the information on how they spent the money. These people said that what they got in compensation, that the owners of the land got compensation, is not worth what the Lagos State government made from the land it took from the people of Ibejuleki at Lagos State.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I have this sad story. 48 persons confirmed dead in the petrol tanker explosion on Sunday. It happened early hours of Sunday, and they were given a mass burial. This happened because a petrol tanker, which was filled with PMS, collided with a truck loaded with travelers and cattle at the Wudil in Kano State. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency, who confirmed this, said that even though 30 persons were first confirmed, that during the search and rescue, that they also found 18 other bodies, that these bodies were burnt beyond recognition. So due to that fact, they had to conduct a mass burial immediately. And also that over 50 cattle were also burnt during this whole mishap, sad story. And then that a car, a van also, and another truck were also involved in this whole incident. And that in NESMA, the agency, that they are still on ground doing more search and rescue to know what they can find. They can still help people and see people that survive. It's such a sad story.
So very
Really, really
sad.
painful.
So painful.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted consignments of cocaine and pharmaceutical opioids concealed in ladies' sanitary pads and hair treatment cream containers heading for the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Cyprus at 3 courier companies in Lagos. So the consignment, according to them, of 24 parcels of cocaine weighing 862 grams hidden in hair cream containers. They also said that tramadol and ecstasy concealed in ladies' sanitary pads were heading to Cyprus, was also seized. And the one going to UK, I think this was, let me see, the one going to the UK was 30 parcels of cocaine weighing 1.1 kilograms concealed in hair cream containers, also recovered by, and this was all by the statement by Mr. Femi Babafemi of the NDLE was speaking. And this is a really, really, I mean, I'm happy that they got this, but it's quite painful. Cyprus, Ireland, and UK. The UK is one place where many Nigerians live, and you think that Nigerians will know better than.
But they've been doing a good job now. They're really catching.
Yes, they are. But
even the weed farm that they raised down over 100. How many hectares? Yes,
down?
was burned down. Yes,
wow.
in the north. So.
Daily Sun, very quickly, sorrow tears as petrol tanker wreaks havoc. Clark Obi Ozekome push for Nwanyahu's immortalization. Hike in food, fuel and food prices unbearable, APC chieftain tells Tinubu. VAT increase will deepen economic woes, Article 1's federal government. Dangote's petrol prices sparks confusion and pushbacks. Okay, which story?
Okay, let me do Dangote. So this story takes a report of how we were hoping that Dangote refinery, being a local refinery, will ease our pain. But the NNPC met that our hope, shattered it with the increase in prices to 896 naira per litre across the country. And so the report says the back and forth where Dangote then came out and said the NNPC, that the price of petrol will be determined by FEC, because FEC is the highest body, that they would be the ones to determine. According to him, he said this pricing arrangement is an official decision carefully designed and approved by the Federal Executive Council under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And this statement was countered again by the NNPC, saying that they have deregulated PMS, that sector has been deregulated. This was by their Vice President, Mr. Adedapo Shegun. So they keep going back and forth where the Dangote then came back and said, no, that's not true. This is a fully regulated market. NNPC continues to determine prices and FEC has to play a role in it. So now, stakeholders in the sector, let me just quote him, the energy policy analyst, Mr. Henry Adigun, is saying the two of them should open their hand and be transparent. When we the situation, we need to know where we are going. And I'm begging the NNPC. I have said it last week and I'm saying it again. I don't think the NNPC is working with the interests of the populace of Nigerians at heart. Whoever you people are working for, remember, there's afterlife. Work for the people of Nigeria. The hardship is real. All of those executives in NNPC working as if they have one arrangement that have sorted their lives forever. Remember, there's God.
Okay. So linked to the story is the syrup giving the president 48 hours. This is also due to the fact that there's a lot of hardship in the town, in country, based on fuel hike. The syrup, which is the Social Economic Rights Accountability Project, has urged the president that he should use his good office and direct the AGF, that's the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Minister for Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, and the appropriate anti-corruption agencies to probe the allegations of the corruption and mismanagement within the NNPC, which is why I said it was very linked to the story Nima just took, that 300 million bailout fund was collected from the federal government in August, and 6 billion debt is being owed suppliers despite allegedly failing to remit oil revenues to the Treasury. Suspected perpetrators all alleged of corruption and mismanagement within the NNPC, and is asking that these people should be investigated. They also have given the president 48 hours to reverse the hike in petrol prices. The letter was signed by SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare of the organization, and he said the increase in the price is constitutionally, is a breach of the Constitution, which guarantees the country's international human rights obligation. Long and short of it is they're asking the president to step in, reverse the price, and investigate what is happening within the NNPC.
Also linked to the hardship that we are suffering in Nigeria. So we are linking it. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has warned that the plan by the federal government to increase the value-added tax, VAT, from 7.5% to 10% will worsen the cost of living. How can you want to do this at this time?
I don't know.
He said, according to him, the endless rise in taxes and interest rates under the present administration is weakening businesses across the country, leading to job losses and increasing the sufferings of the people. Also, with the fact that the NNPCL has announced a soaring PMS price increase at the pump. He's advising and saying that this move unveils the new era of regressive and punitive policies, and its impact is destined to deepen the domestic cost of living and exacerbate Nigeria's already fragile economic growth. This is too much. From 7% to 10%. And in fact, we're speechless.
Okay, let me see how much time we have. Let's move on now to Vanguard. Petrol price hike, we talked about that already. Let's find a story we've not taken at all. Jackpot, Canada students enrollment drops 45% after new study visa cap. NDL intercepts consignments of cocaine, opioids in sanitary pads. Amid economic hardship and challenges, FG opens new opportunities for LTC license to UTM FLNG. 100 feared dead in tanker explosion in Niger State. Somebody said 48, this one says 100. How did Vanguard handle 100? Yardram matriarch, engage in politics of integrity, Clark tells Atiku. Let me mention the fact that the leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Edwin Clark, Senator Ben Obi, Michael Zekomen, SAN, and former chairman of the Police Commission, Simeon Okeke, have all told the federal government to name a public edifice after the late President General Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Emmanuel Emmanuel. They said that he deserves it, and they're saying that he's actually also a leader, not just of the Southeast, but also of the South-South. And they're going to put their weight to support the funeral and burial arrangements. They've come to pay their condolences, and they're appealing to the federal government to properly immortalize him because he deserves it. The federal government knows what to do. They know the value he stood for and must be immortalized. Okay, any other story in Vanguard? Moving on.
Okay,
now. You have a story?
I heard the jackpot story.
Right, okay.
Let's move on.
No, don't take it.
It's no importance like that.
Okay, final paper this morning, Nigerian Tribune. Let's find another story. NAFDAC begins probe of miracle water, miracle soap. Ex-VP Sambo Dambazao endorsed League of Northern Democrats. Bayoshi absent as Ekiti PDP caretaker committee meets stakeholders. APC NEC Ganduje intensifies lobby of governors and other blocs. And helping me today may sanction members who attended Abia convention. Okay.
So the story of
major headline. Yeah, go ahead.
Miracle Water, Miracle Soap is the one I want to take. The NAFDAC is responding to the several petitions they've gotten concerning products of the Christ Mercy Land Delivery Ministry. Is a faith-based organization, and they have Miracle Water, Miracle Soap that they've been selling. And it's been advertised to have healing abilities, and it's been sold to all suspecting members of the public. And the NAFDAC Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has warned the public against patronizing these products, stating that they are not scientifically proven to have any health benefits, and it might actually be harmful to the health of those consuming it. The agency is currently investigating, and they've revealed that they've been using the name. That name is just a way to deceive people, that it doesn't have, there's no scientific proof to it. They are investigating, they will prosecute. For now, everybody should stop buying those products. And they said they've conducted a nationwide surveillance to identify and remove all unregistered, unwholesome products from the market, even aside the Christ Mercy Church products. So NAFDAC is doing their part. We should also be vigilant. If we see a product that's
carnally minded people cannot understand spiritual things. I cannot believe it.
I did see that one coming.
That's all we can take on newspaper review. We come back. Move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer, positive force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
Eh?
I said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show is a seasoned business coach, global president of the Billionaires Conclave, and chairman, Common Sense Group, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. We'll be speaking on the forthcoming Business Sustainability Summit and also helping us understand the issues we're having currently in our nation and see how we can maneuver ourselves. The weakening naira coupled with high inflation rates has made things really tough for Nigerians. So let's start with that before we talk about how you are using your own platform to help position people and to redirect businesses. So we are right now, fuel is now almost 900 naira per liter. Inflation, the money that we bought last year, we can't use it to buy the same thing this year. I mean, and people's salaries aren't increasing, and business coaches like yourself keep telling us to invest, save money, do this, and we're thinking, how do I do that in this kind of economy?
Thank you once again for the opportunity to be here. It was on this same table we had this discussion.
Yes.
And almost every week, I still keep getting clips on different platforms about that discussion. And I remember saying on this platform that whenever a policy is brought forth, it takes between 6 months to 2 years for that policy to begin to have effects.
You said so.
All things being equal. This government is less than 2 years. And I specifically told us that things will get worse. I said it will get worse because that's just the reality of life. Because many times we try to hide from reality. Few things I said, which I will repeat again. Since 1999 till date, we have never had a better government. the new government is always worse than the previous one. It has never changed. So all this deception of we are waiting for one renewed hope, we are waiting for a better Nigeria, we are just deceiving ourselves, because it's the same set of people reinventing themselves and doing the same thing over and over again. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So one of the reasons why things have become worse is because things have been so bad, but in order to correct it, they are now trying to put policies in place to correct it. But for those policies to work, there are many other things that has to be in place. If those things are not done, even for the next 4 years, we'll still be in this trouble. What are the things that needs to be done that are not being done? You cannot expect the populace to tighten their belt and go through the process when you, the leader, are not willing to go through the process. Our leaders have proven by the kind of decisions they have made, the kind of expenses they have made in the over 1 year, that they are unserious about cutting costs, they are unserious about tightening their belts, and then you expect people to tighten their own belt. That is why we are having the things expand beyond normal.
So I'd like us to move that into the businesses, because you're having a business sustainability summit, and the truth is a lot of businesses are failing in this. So yes, we can tighten our belts, but businesses are paying salaries. Stockpile is paying salaries. I mean, how do they tighten their belts?
That's the reality. See, when you study, I've been in business now for like 37 years. I've done different kind of businesses. In this same country, I've done about 7 businesses that has failed. I mean, completely failed. And I've done about 9 that are doing well. And they've gone through different seasons. Over 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. Another 80% fail within the next 5 years. So only few businesses have been able to survive 10 years. And the reason is because there are many factors that determine whether a business will succeed or not. And one of them is government policy. One of them is the economic environment within which you operate. And right now, for anyone that is in business, it's a tough time. You see, entrepreneurship is very hard and very challenging. But being an entrepreneur in Nigeria means you are a miracle worker. Because it is just extra to be able to excel. So for business people, you need to be making the tough decisions. For business people, you need to become a different kind of person that can survive in the kind of environment that we are in. And one of the things you need to do is to begin to become very creative and very innovative, to do things differently from the way others are doing it. Many times, what we have in the market is saturated method. It's not that the market is saturated. The method is saturated because everybody is trying to do it the same way. But for you to be able to excel, you have to now sit down and do something that is out of what is the norm. That helps you to get the attention of the market to be able to have a leeway in the world that we live in.
Okay, so I remember when you came to discuss with us, I think it was immediately after the subsidy is gone. You said we have not seen the effect yet, that it will take about 6 months. And all of us was like,
18 months.
18 months.
6 months to 2 years maximum, yeah.
And we're like, no. And right now we are seeing all the multiple ways this thing has affected people. But it will be wrong for us not to give a sense of hope. And because it's not everybody that can jackpot. Jackpot has become even more expensive now. So you were talking about doing things differently. And I would like you to be able to give us, in terms of businesses that have the ability to survive this period, what would you say, based on your experience and what you've seen, what businesses are likely to fail, if not totally be wiped out, and what businesses do you think has prospects to be sustaining Nigeria during this period?
Okay, well, basically, we are at different levels of life, and there are different dimensions to the life of people. We have what we call our needs, we have our wants, and we have our luxuries. It's only when your needs are met that you begin to explore your wants. It's only when you are comfortable in taking care of your want that you can move into the realm of luxuries. Right now in Nigeria, 75% of Nigerians are poor. United Nations have defined poverty as living below $2 a day, and extreme poverty as living below $1 a day. Right now, 75% of Nigerians are living below $1 a day, so there's extreme poverty. So it therefore means that a lot of people in our country today are at the realm of having their needs met. So anyone that is in business today should be focusing on meeting the basic need of people. Once you are involved in meeting the basic needs of people, then you will have a leeway. For instance, no matter how poor anybody is, the most wretched man that lives under the bridge will eat at least once a day. So if they are going to eat at least once a day, we have 25 million people in Lagos. That means there are 25 million meals that needs to be served in a day. If they do 3 times, that's 75 million. So out of that 25 million meals in a day, what component of that value chain can you offer? And once you begin to operate in that dimension, it will help you. The next thing is to realize that when people are operating at the survival level of having their needs met, you have to meet them at their level. You remember in those days, we didn't used to have all these sachet, that. You have to buy what we call the Baba Salah, you know, the big things of all this beverage. But now they are breaking it down into small pieces. So you don't need to have a big tin of milk. You can have a sachet for you to just take for that day until next. So those are the things you need to begin to think, begin to bring, because every big vision have a small version. So everything you want to do, you need to begin to say, okay, this person now, okay, they are looking for a house. Okay, people need to live in a house. Can I begin to think of shared accommodation? Can I begin to think of hostels where people don't need any furniture? Just the same way we used to live in hostel, bunker bed. You just know that you are paying for a bunk. And then people can, 8-12 people can be in a room. They have up and down bed. So those are the ways you begin to think to be able to excel in this.
Okay, so yes, so with what is going on now, regardless of, even though you're trying to go micro, you know, to meet the needs, the basic needs of people. So what are your thoughts right now with the government trying to now increase the value-added tax from 7.5% to 10%? How is that going to impact businesses? We already know that most businesses in Nigeria are not even paying taxes. They're not even paying the 7.5. Most small and medium businesses don't even understand that they even need to add 7.5% to the cost of, you know, their billings. So what do you think about that? How do you think that's going to impact business?
Well, one of the things we need to understand is that taxation is a very important policy for government to be able to make money. In all honesty, in Nigeria today, we are paying the lowest level of taxes when it comes to compliance. A lot of people, if everybody, let's say if 80% of Nigerians are paying taxes the way they are supposed to pay, the government will have more money. But you see, the challenge is, how do you pay tax when you have already been taxed? Because the climes where people pay taxes, they are able to pay taxes because the things that they are spending money on in Nigeria, they don't spend money on it. The roads are there. You don't need to create your own water. You don't need to create your own light. Right here, you are your local government. You are the one that will do your water. So by the time you have done all that, you now have multiple taxations. So it becomes challenging. But because a lot of our leaders are not very creative. Many of them are not entrepreneurs. They're not business people. They've not run any organization successfully to know how businesses run. Number two, they are very lazy in their thinking. And because they are very lazy in their thinking, they look for the easy way out. Let's just tax them. It's the easiest way out. But there are a lot of dead equity. There are a lot of territories that are left unattended to. I keep wondering, why do we keep thinking that it's only oil that we have? Do you know the kind of gold that is in this country? Do you know the kind of precious metals? Each state has things buried there that are billions of dollars that will give us more money than fuel. Why are we all fixated on this fuel? It's lazy thinking. They don't want to do that rigorous mental exertion to come up with ways to be able to get to. They have, okay, lights. There's already liberty for every state to come up with power. How many states have explored it?
None.
How many states have explored it? So they are just lazy people in their mind. They are looking for the easy way out. Everybody wants to go and share money, and then next month again to go and share, because they know that we easily forget. Before you know it, the next 4 years again, they are talking. All this one we are talking now, I'm telling you people, this is 2024. By the time we get to the end of this year, they are already planning 2027.
Election time, and
they forget all the. So you people should sit down and realize that you have to look into how can I continue to offer value in such a way that I become indispensable to the market. That's the only solution. Apart from that, because nobody is going to look.
So how important is, you know, research and visibility study? I will call the English. You know, in starting a business. Just yesterday, somebody tweeted that they don't break 150 million naira poultry and killed over 5,000 birds. You know, government doesn't worry about your loss. They worry about forcing their own side. At the FCT, he lost that amount of money. Now, this is someone who had a clear vision, and he invested hugely in a sector that has huge returns, because 5,000 beds, 150 million, you can imagine the level. So how important is it that, you know, your research that you put into, and how do you avoid any government policies as unforeseen?
Well, feasibility study, having a business plan is very important, but the world that we live in right now is a fast-changing world. And anyone that has really done business will tell you, no matter how powerful the plan, there is no business plan that goes according to plan. Because theory and practical are two different things. So it's good to have that feasibility study, it's good to have that business plan, but it is more important to be current. Because being current is the currency of life. You have to be current with current affairs, government policies, and the changes in your environment, so that you will not be having tunnel vision, focusing on your business and wake up one day and discover that the world has changed. So many people have business plans, but they are not conversant of the changes in the environment. I'm not interested in politics, I'm not interested in news, I'm not interested in this. But those are the places you will hear what, as we do morning stuff now, you have said 7.5% is going to 10. I just edit for, I just keep back. So I just edit, I say, okay, 10, okay. If they are going to do that, already as I was sitting and I was already thinking, I'm putting some things in place, it's going to be implemented, how does it affect my business? That's the way it works. So whatever business plan you had, you didn't have that one in your business plan when you started. You didn't have that, so we just need to continue to evolve, and that's how.
Let's talk about your summit coming up. I know that the business sustainability, you are bringing in people, because this is part of the issues that we need to help businesses to see how they can redirect. Tell us about that summit coming up.
Okay, well, I'm the global president of the Billionaires Conclave, and one of the things we do is to try to help people to become global players and to build for sustainability. So we have two major events every year. The first one is the Conclave Summit that takes place in March. So every first weekend of March, we come for 2 days, fully residential, get locked in and look into how we can continue to evolve. And then the last Friday of September, we now have an entire day to look at business sustainability. Because when you are a businessman, there are different stages you go through. You start a business, and then little by little, the bigger begins to grow. You're like, okay, this thing is growing. Then you move from startup to growth. When it's beginning to grow, now how do I scale this thing? Then you go into scaling. After that, you now want to say, okay, now we are stable. How do I stabilize? So you stabilize the business. Then the next thing is, okay, let's expand, let's diversify. But the final phase is sustainability, so that you can now hand it over to the next generation, so that that business can now become transgenerational. In our climb, we don't have too many businesses that have survived 50 years, 100 years, because majority of the people in business start with survival mentality. Let me just take care of myself and my family. Survival mindset cannot build a transgenerational business. So we now decided to come up with a conference where we focus on, even if you are starting, start with sustainability in mind. And that's what we've been doing. So 3 years ago, we brought in Tara Feladro Toye, and we brought in Namdi Ezigbo of Slots. And because they've done business, and then they've done 25 years, 26 years in business. So we brought people that have done at least 25 years, come and share with us how you've been able to survive all the different seasons. And then I dealt with, why businesses fail, how to build transnational businesses. And it was amazing. Last year, we said, okay, let's bring people, because with what happened in COVID, the entertainment industry went through their own crisis. So we said, let's bring in people in the, entertainment sector, and in that sector, we brought in our, MD Mama, she was with us. Your view has been 10 years. I've been able to build something like this for 10 years. And then we brought AY, the comedian, to share with us, built a global brand. I've been able to do that. And then I also now spoke about, staffing your business, corporate governance, and all the stuff. So this year, our focus is on leadership, because the economy and the world is in different dimensions now. And if you are not an exceptional leader, you can't survive. Your business will go down, you will go down. So our focus this year will be on leadership, because as the leader, so goes the organization. If you know better, you will do better. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So I'm bringing 2 leadership gurus. Nia Adesoya is an amazing leadership guru. He's raised a lot of captains of industry. So he's going to be coming to speak to us about building centenary businesses. Who is the kind of leader that can build a business that will run for hundreds of years? And then we're going to be bringing another amazing speaker, Linus Okorie from Abuja. He runs Guidance of the Nation, GOTV, and he's going to be talking to us about transformational leadership. How you as a leader can become the kind of person that people want to follow, and the kind of person that people want to listen to, and the kind of person that can build the kind of organization we're talking about. Then I'm going to be focusing on a lot of things that has to do with understanding that the customer has changed. Customer expectation, customer preferences has changed, customer service has gone to another level. And then how do you execute? Many times we sit down, we do meetings, we come up with things. 6 months later, how far? Nothing has been done. What are the principles of effective execution to be able to ensure that all the plans we have, they are done? What are the, so it's going to be an amazing time, and it's a whole day. The way we do our events, for those that are members of the Billionaires Conclave, is absolutely free. That's part of the package. So if you're a member, March, you come 2 days fully residential free. September, 1 day fully residential free. But what we have done is we now open it up to people in the public to say, come and enjoy what these people are enjoying, because not everybody can afford to be a part of the billionaires conclave, but at least come and be a part to say, okay, so this is what's happening. So it's 750,000 naira for the fully residential event, because they're going to be lodged in Sheraton, and it's amazing. Hotel now he's charging 350, 400 for one night to sleep and wake up and say,
Diesel money.
Diesel, yeah. By the time, you know, one of the hotels told me they spent 300 million. I don't know how much you guys are spending TVC. 300 million on NEPA, on power every month. So I said, why do you just jump to one night to come and sleep and wake up 350, 400? That's what. But that's the reality. So it's 750,000 naira for those that will come for fully residential event. So you get the entire event, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then on Saturday morning we have another hangout before you check out. But for those that are not going to be fully residential, it's just 500,000, and that covers for also breakfast. Then it covers for the buffet and the entire event. And we always have manuals and materials that we give to people. But what we have done, the last time we gave discount to people, but the discount has expired. But we in fact, we have almost sold that. We're just looking at, do I need to still come and talk about it? Because when we do our events, we don't want crowd. We have a limited number of people so that we can deal with it. So we actually just have 13 slots left. Just 13 slots left. And what we have decided to do is, if people are willing to pay this week, we'll still give it to them at the discounted price. So if you want to be fully residential, instead of 750, you just pay 500,000. But you have to make that payment between now and Friday. If you don't pay by Friday, it's just 13 slots left. And then if you want to do the non-residential, instead of 500,000, you pay 300,000 naira. And then you're part of us. So you can call the numbers, get in touch with us. And
numbers are already on the screen.
Yeah, all my social media platforms.
Short break. When we come back, we continue with you. Don't worry, you're here with us today.
No problem.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger,
take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I didn't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fella. Ọmọ Anikula Pokuti. Ó rò pé kíni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time.
On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment, only on Max Hits.
Area, waiting the happen, waiting the shop. You need to award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max Drive.
You know what it is.
It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Global Entrepreneurship Festival to be hosted at the Entrepreneurship Village in Nigeria, November 22nd to the 24th. Join world leaders, heads of state, diplomats, ministers, governors, investors, policymakers, tech leaders, organizations, startups, and entrepreneurs from all over the world. To attend, visit www.globalentrepreneurshipfestival.com. For partnerships, call 234-912-165-9914. Over 20 million viewers, 5,000 event participants, 200 exhibitors, 43 global speakers, and 12 events, which includes conferences, trade fairs, innovation and robotics expo, art and creative exhibitions, a dazzling fashion show, and a closing concert. All in one global festival. Don't miss it.
Music and
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest with us. Toko had a question.
Yeah, so everybody knows I'm going to, if Dr. Olumide is doing the program, I'm there. So yeah, I'm going to be at this event, but I worry about, before we spoke about the conference, we were talking about Nigeria running business and all of that, and I've always been a bit of the opinion that the only way to solve Nigeria's problem is to empower entrepreneurs so that they are able to become sustainable and employ the labor that puts people to work. I would like you to help business owners understand the importance of the investment and how government can also partner with trainings like this to empower businesses so that they can grow.
Well, basically, all over the world, it's small businesses that grow the economy. Like we always say, it's not the job of government to be in business. The job of the government is to put policies in place, create an enabling environment, and put infrastructures in place for small businesses to thrive. However, when you are now going into business, I keep emphasizing that you don't go into business for survival. Once your mindset is, let me just do something so that I can take care of myself, take care of my family, I don't want to work for anybody, then you're already starting with the wrong mindset. But when you are going into business, you are going into business because you want to offer value and make a difference. And when that becomes the reason why you are in business, you realize that you achieve more when you don't care who gets the credit. Your focus is just impact, transformation. And that will now also translate into staff. If you are a businessman in Nigeria today, you realize that majority of Nigerian graduates are unemployable. By the time you employ them, you have to train and retrain for them to be able to do what needs to be done. So once you are going in with transformational mindset, with value creation mindset, when you start a business, part of your vision will be anyone that comes to work in this organization, me mentoring them will be a part of my assignments. So I'm going to look beyond their certificate, because some people are not well brought up even from home training. They don't have basic home training. So it's not even about, so somebody that's from the foundation of the home, there is no home training, they don't understand the basics about life, they now went to school, curriculum is outdated, they came out, so they are already having double level of jeopardy. So when you are going to start a business, have it at the back of your mind that even though I'm employing them to pay them, I will look into how I can help them to become better in their personal life, in their grooming, courtesy, understanding life.
Do that, then, they go away in seconds.
That is where I'm going to, because that's why many people don't do that, but that's why we are all here. So you do that, then even in the business, you are teaching them how to write letter, how to align, how to speak, how to do this, knowing fully well that they will go. But you are helping the country to develop. Yeah, that's the way it works. Because see, what you sow is what you reap. Because when they go, you employ the next one, you start all over again. If people before us have been doing what I told you to do, if they go, the next person you employ, you won't need to redo that. Somebody else will have done that before they came to you. So let's have that mindset of we are developing our country. So I have a commitment that anyone that works with me or in any of my organization, by the time you leave where you are working, anywhere you go to, they'll be thanking us. Where did you come from? And we have had people head-hunted from us. To us, it's a testament that when bigger companies, bigger organizations are coming to us to come and take you, we have done well. And that's the mindset we need to have. Then when it comes to the government, you see, we need to go back to local government. Thank God we're getting back there. You see, this government in Nigeria is big. Lagos State alone is more than about 14 different African countries. A lot of African countries are 2 million, 3 million. And the whole country, they say they get presidents. That is just a local government chairman or a councillor here. So when we are talking government, we are looking too much to the federal. It is local government. In every local government, you know, we used to have technical schools, we used to have skill acquisition centers. All those things have been lost. We used to have summer school, we used to have a summer job. All those things have been lost. That is the way the government partners with people. In every local government, there will be libraries, there will be technical schools, there will be skill acquisition centers, because everybody does not have to go through that route of academic education. You can now go through technical education and be skilled to be able to offer things to the market, because certificate right now is not certifying anybody.
Okay, so this brings me to my question. So I just like the fact that you delved into the local government aspect. So I'm talking about education, and this is education at every level, even the lowest level, which is basic education. Because even when you acquire skills, you need the basic education to be able to even bill clients, to even know your customers, what your services you're offering. So what are your thoughts in terms of, even in schools now, curriculums that they should teach business? Because for me, you know, I have a PhD, I have 2 masters, but then it took me a long time when I started my own business to even understand the business of law. I'm a lawyer. And to understand the business of law, I didn't know that there was a business of law. It took me a long time to even understand why they have managing partners in law firms, as in those people that manage the law firm, the business of the law firm. So upon how educated I am, I didn't get that, and I struggled over and over again, and it took me a long time to catch that. So what are your thoughts in terms of education to the basic level of teaching businesses, and how it can be even to primary school level, to secondary school level, how that can be, you know, that can infiltrate, infuse and enter the
Okay, so one of the things, I believe in balance. One of the narratives that is out there now is that education is a scam. Education is not a scam. The curriculum is a scam. Education is not a scam.
I don't even agree with you, but go ahead.
It's the curriculum that is the scam. Now, you see, there are 4 things that education does for you. It helps you to know how to read, how to write, how to calculate arithmetic and mathematics, and how to think analytically. So when you go to school, it now shows that this person knows how to read, write, calculate, and think. That's what education does. So everybody needs to go through that basic education where you are able to do those 4 things. Once you are able to do that, the next set of education should be things that can help you to offer value to your generation and solve the present day problem of the world that you live in. But many of our curriculum is not doing that. And now when it comes to education, you're talking about business. You see, there are technical skills and there are business skills. Now, the fact that you have a technical skill, you know how to design clothes, you know how to sew, you know how to bake, does not mean if you start a bakery or you start a fashion house, you're going to succeed. Because that's technical skill. The business skill is how do we get customers, how do we employ staff, how do we manage staff, how do we manage the resources, how do we scale up. Those are the business part. That's why, as a lawyer, there's a difference between the legal profession and legal business. There's a difference between medical profession and medical business. You can never become rich through a profession, but you can become rich through the business of the profession. And that comes through education. But you see, schools need to change the curriculum to include all these things. But apart from that, every individual needs to have the desire for personal development. Because no matter how much they teach you in school, it is you. You see, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. You are the one that will say, okay, I'm tired of where I am, I need to know more. You go for books, you go for seminar. That's why the kind of seminar we're doing right now is something that if you're a businessman today, we've been doing this seminar now. There are people that come in there. Last year, 2 years ago, a man came, he was 71 years old. He's been doing business for over 40 years. But he came there because he said that he listened to me here on your program. He came all the way from Ilorin, and that he was like, I've been listening to this one, but this one I need to go. Why did he come? He has run business for over 40-something years. And with all these S-men and whatever, a man that had over 4,000 hectares, he said he has not been able to enter his farm for over 4 years. A man that had over 4 billion in the accounts in Nigeria is suffering. Why? Because he saw his money, 4 billion that he thought was like something $1 million before his very eyes. He said he came to him, say, what do I do now? And his students are not even interested in the business because this japa, by the time they go, they are not interested in what you think. So I just think that we should be committed to personal education, so that even if the schools don't give you, then you teach yourself. Toba be the one they didn't teach you, you teach yourself. And the education is there, information is there, training, seminars, virtual conferences, all kinds of things are out there, both free and paid.
How to train myself anyways, you're correct.
So I like the fact that you've talked on self-development. Or you know, some professions or skills have what we call this internship stage. We see it more with the artisan kind of business, but we don't see it when it comes to, you know, professions like, you know, accounting and law. And it's a very important part of it, where somebody must intern. Then you, on a path to self-development, are interning at a particular place. They are teaching you the work. Because Amaka mentioned lawyers. As lawyers, that's one thing we all did. Work, you will learn the work, you go to court, you come back. But your boss knows the business of managing the firm, and he's not teaching you that rules because he cannot open trade secrets. Because you're a potential opposition, Abi, to you. How do you, while interning, catch some of these things? I want you to address it because there are most lawyers coming up thinking they're interning and they have learned the business.
So in life, we say that some things are better caught than taught. Some things are better caught than taught. When you talk about education, there are dimensions to education. Emulation is the first step in education. Then observation is the next step in education. Then training is the next step in it. So it's level. So emulation. As a child, you see people do things, you do it. If I come to a table, I don't know how to use the cutlery, and I see people using the cutlery, I'm just watching to say, okay, they put okay, left hand, okay. Nobody's knowing, but I'm emulating. So you emulate, you observe, are they doing this, are they doing that? So many times, a lot of people that go to learn, while they are sending you around, you are not intuitive. You are not thinking. You see, I'm a pastor, and the Bible is one of the most amazing books. Whether it's business, marriage, you will be shocked. When Nehemiah wanted to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he went to the king. He said, give me letter to this person for wood, this person for this person. Visa to, how did he know them? That means as they were coming to visit the king,
he was paying attention.
Okay, that's the Minister of Finance. Bless you, sir. He was collecting complimentary card. Hello, sir. So that's the person in charge of visa. So he didn't go to them. He didn't abuse the position, but he utilized it to be able to prepare himself for opportunity. Because it is better to be prepared waiting for opportunity than for opportunity to come and meet your problem. When the time now came, he now went. He knew exactly what to ask. Can you give me letter to this? Because you couldn't come before a great man and be wasting his time. So it's what we call the elevator pitch. Sharp. He has asked and he got it. Somebody else will have said, excuse me, sir, I'm trying to try. What can you do to help me? You don't have anything to. So when you are in that law firm, be wondering, okay, they are paying all of us. How are they paying us? How did they pay all of us? You are paying light, you are paying. Okay, they say, okay, go to court and go and do this. Okay, how much did they charge this person? The accountant will say, it's 3 million. 3 million. How did they arrive at 3 million? How can you? So, but their own mind is say, hey, you mean they collected 3 million? They're just paying 30,000. That's what they are thinking. Okay, how did they arrive at 3 million? What are the costs? Okay, we went. Okay, so what? So that's how you think. And when you begin to think that, it will help you to ask the right question. Because the question you ask will determine the answer you get. Those people who say they don't want to teach you, if you ask, there are questions you ask that people will say what they don't want to say. And that question is what makes you to be able to get the answer.
I really wish people
I
can
go,
catch
they
these
follow
things.
you,
There are
they
questions
go.
you ask. Let me. I have to go on a pod. Let us sink in.
Oh, okay.
Let's go on a short break. Continue. We'll be right back. Hope people caught that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
This is the story of how TomTom gave me confidence. Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah, pole dancer
pole
does
dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's get talk.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon. I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and...
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our business coach here with us, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. And before the break, he was talking about the 3 levels. That's the emulation, observing, and then training. And how you can catch. Because sometimes people work somewhere and you have no clue. You're just there, you just go and start thinking. And your mentality is the same mentality, like, things are hard. When people are going in the same industry, and they're seeing things and they're able to improve themselves. So what was going to add to that?
Yeah, so when Nima asked the question, what came into my head was what I did. Because when you want to achieve what people that have gone ahead have achieved, and you feel like they are not giving you the reply you want, it is by observing what they are doing. So I checked what trainings did they do, what programs do they attend, what communities are they members of. So when I started following Dr. Olumide, it was based on, okay, there's somebody I've seen who follows him and has results. So I said I must follow the same person. When I heard they went to LBS, I said, okay, these people, all these people that I've seen, every single one of them have achieved success. They all went to LBS. Let me go to LBS. So if I see 2 or 3 people that they said they read a book, I'll go and read that book because it means that book gave them value. And I asked not what they did today. I went on Instagram page, Facebook page, and scrolled down 3, 4, 5 years ago to see what they were doing. And by seeing what they did then, it helped me to understand what I needed to do now. Because you can be looking at them now and thinking it is what they did now that gave them the result. It's what they did 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So I believe that it's extremely powerful that what she asked as the question is something that everybody in your office, if the person, even if it's a corporate world, not entrepreneurship like my own, in the corporate world, they say mind the gap. Where I am, I'm a junior executive. I want to become senior executive. How many? Go to the LinkedIn of the senior executive. Check down how many courses he did IMC, he did CMC, he did PMP. All those things that he has written there, you go and do it. If you do it in 5 years, you will be even ahead of that person's position to achieve growth. But let me bring you back to business sustainability because it is a lot of work. This year, I've spent more on consultancy and I've earned less money as a company. And it did not make sense to even people within my office. Why are we spending more money paying consultants, paying for training when our account balance is not balancing? Can you help break down the importance of training and capacity building and consulting even when it looks like the money is not working?
One of the major mistakes that a lot of people do is that when they want to cut costs, they cut training budgets. And that's a major mistake because, you see, if your people don't know better, they cannot do better. I'll give you a true life story. Many years ago, if you know the story of the banking sector, when the banks, the new generation banks started, they started setting up these schools where when people are employed in the bank, they now send them for like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. They camp them, feed them, do everything, train them to understand the banking culture and also continue to pay them salary. Then came this new MD of one of the banks and said, no, we cannot be training them and paying them at the same time. So let them do training under the senior people that are there. So they scrapped that, thinking they were cutting costs. And then they brought one guy, put him under another guy. The guy comes into the banking sector, not understanding policies and all those stuff. He just listened to the man like, yes, sir, yes, sir. Because you're in a culture of yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And the person who was saying yes, sir to that was like his hero, was a fraud. And the guy was using him to commit all kind of, oh yeah, sign this one. Yes, sir. But if you have gone to training, even if they say sign, you will read before you sign. You will not just sign because your guys. So he went through that. By the time they will discover the fraud, they now call the guy and say, that's your guy said I should sign. Hey, it's me that signed you. It's your guy that said I should sign. He said, this, I didn't read those. What happened? Did they not train? He said, no, I was not trained though. They now realize that that's when he went back to the training. So training is important because now you saw this consulting and all these things you are looking, you are preparing for the next phase of your business. Your people are salary earners. They are not entrepreneurs. You are the entrepreneur. You know what you are doing. You are seeing what they are not seeing. It may take 2, 3 years, 5 years to say, oh, that's what our guy was doing there. So it is important for you to train yourself, train your people, and prepare them for the next phase. Because you don't manufacture the weapons of war on the battlefield. You don't manufacture your weapons of war on the battlefield. It is before the battle that you prepare the weapon. That's what you are doing.
Let me take this caller.
Yeah, okay.
Usman from Abuja has been holding. Good morning, Usman.
Good morning, madam. Well, everything Dr. Olumide is doing, I agree with him. However, those people cannot work in Nigeria.
What's the system?
All what he's saying is correct, but they cannot work in Nigeria.
It's what you're saying,
cannot work. All in America, they have a mindset, emotional mindset that makes all those systems work. But in Nigeria, we don't have that mindset. Our training does not give us a mindset or what is it. If you think I'm lying, many of us have read and a lot of books. It does not work. Whether you float and it's not fair or it's not fair, before you can get a contract, you have to buy your way in, which is going to bring in corruption. So what he's saying is correct, but it will not work in Nigeria. We need to
what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, so
thank you very much, Mr.
So let me help. It's already working. I'm a testimony. This is a testimony right here before your very eyes. It's already working. You see, one of the things we need to understand is that many times bad news spread fast. And good news, because of humility, everybody just wants to say, okay, our culture, when your yam is big, don't cover it. It's already working. And when he said, we read the books, we do this, I've said this over again, let me repeat again. Principles are universal. But you see, when you want to now apply those principles, it is personal, contextual, and geographical. So I can come here now and tell you real estate is very powerful, but not in Ukraine. because they are in war. It doesn't mean what I've said is wrong, but it means that when you now look at your context, at this stage, it may not be what I should do. So any principle, everything I've said that you say is right, is already working. There are people in Nigeria doing businesses, making money, and it is working for them because they know how to contextualize what they are going through. So he says something like, before you can get business, you have to bribe somebody. Even if you are a lawyer, you may not be able to get business. Now you see, what you are calling bribery is because when you needed the relationship, you did not have the relationship. But if you understand relationship, you are supposed to have a relationship before you need the relationship. So you start being a relational person. There are people that you know that don't know you. There are people that you know, they know you, but they are not powerful enough to help you. There are people that are powerful enough to help you, they don't know you. So when you understand it, before you get to a point where you need people, start making friends. Start making friends, start connecting with people, start being good to people. Hey, hello, how are you? You get their complimentary card, and then once in a month, just to check on you. Not because you are looking for anything, you are investing, you are sowing. The day you now want to withdraw from that relationship, and you now say, I'm sorry, oh, that man is always staying in touch. That person is always staying in touch. That's how relationships are built. It's not when you now need somebody, you now go there. How will you come to me to say you are a powerful lawyer? And I've been in business for 15 years. You mean I don't know any lawyer before you? I will now give you business. It's the people I've known that I've tested that but if I don't know you, but when you were in secondary school, you came for a seminar where I was there, you started following me, and you always, by the time you go, oh, that girl has graduated, how are you? There will be something that says, okay, let's encourage this one too to start. Okay, you know, you're just starting, this is 200 million, just start with this 2 million one first. Let's start. That's the way it works. So these things work.
Let me talk about leadership, because I know that at the summit, you're going to have, talking about leadership focus. A lot of leaders are frustrated because there are two parts of leadership. There's a leader and there's the followers. And I think that's what the last call I was trying to allude to. The mindset of the followers are just not right. In a company, you invest, you do all the works, you do the textbook things, you train them, and many of them are just not bought into the vision. So as a leader, you feel like your hands are tied. You're doing everything Dr. Olumide asked you to do, but yet the people I have hired, they are just not aligned.
Yeah, I agree with you. See, that's why I said earlier on, you see, perception, perspective. We're all sitting on this table. Because of where you are sitting, it affects your perspective. Because of the lenses you have on, it affects your perspective. I used to be there. The way when I speak with authority and with confidence is because I don't talk theory. I have suffered. I have made mistakes. So I speak from the point of I know what I'm talking about. I have trained. You will train them, they will leave you. They will be using your office to apply for another job. You will do until I gain perspective. That look, it will continue like that. You can't change that one. Don't worry about what you cannot change. Change your perspective and see that anyone that comes here, this is a training school to prepare them for the next place they are going to. Once I did that, and even now, as they have said, well, so whenever you are living, I don't have that connection of, oh, this one will soon leave me. I pour. When next they go. But guess what? Most of the people I trained that I let go of, they are coming back today. So in the real estate, pertinence. All these along, they are my realtor. People that were collecting commission that I was giving 5,000, giving 10,000. Do you understand? On live page, all these people, look at Tokwe, how many years? 3 years. Look at the realm she has gone to. This, but today now, I can sit down. If I tie all of them down, they will still be my company now. Maybe we'll be talking minimum wages now, this, you have to pay us this. But they are doing amazingly well. Let us change our perspective. So as a leader, you cannot control what you cannot control.
Let me take
control the one you can control.
From Abuja, and I come to Yamaka. Good morning, Walk. Hello, good morning, you're live.
Yeah.
Your name is Walk from Abuja. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I do one thing I want to say about the perspective of
it's a bit muffled, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It's very muffled, but go ahead.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, better.
All right, thank you. So, as I was saying, from the perspective of your guest earlier, he made mention of something regarding our leaders. That is the first mistake I feel like we all make. These people don't possess any, trait of a leadership. We should be calling them rulers in the first place. taught a leader should lead by example, as you rightly said. How many of them are now leading by example? None. And the ironic part is still that the citizens will still be like, in support of these people at the end of the day. So who are we now deceiving?
All right. Thank you very much, Work. Let me go on a short break. When I come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Shehu Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
we
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our business coach with us today, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. You had a question?
Yes, please. Okay, so I believe that we can't talk about business, start talking about money, right? Or financing or funding. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts in terms of what will you say to business owners who they want to scale up? They're scared to scale up, maybe because of interest rates now with the banks and stuff, that they might not be able to pay back with the different policies coming up that might impede on those finances. What do you say to them in terms of their mindset of scaling up, taking a loan, getting funding? Because most people want to do that, but they are scared to scale up their businesses. What do you have to say about that?
The richest man in Africa is Dangote, and I think they said they keep overtaking themselves. But we all know he's a debtor, he's owing. So there is a difference between good debt and bad debt. But before we even talk about going to a bank loan, I said earlier on that businesses start with startup phase, growth phase, scaling phase, stability phase, growth and expansion, there's sustainability. But now, a lot of people in this part of the world, one thing I've noticed is that we want to own everything by ourselves. It is better to have 10% of a billion than to have 100% of 1,000. So many times when it's time to scale up, investors, venture capitalists will not give you money when you have not had something that they can see as either an hypothesis, a point, or something that has worked. So once you have done something that has produced a level of results, that you have a track record to say, this is our books, this is the trajectory, this is how we have gone, then look for investors. Because investor fund is a cheaper fund. They come in as stakeholders. They are not expecting you to be paying them this return every year. Or no, they are coming in to join. So if I need, let's say I need $1 billion to take my business to another level. If I go to bank to borrow $1 billion, I'm going to be paying interest, 30, 32, different things, and a lot of things can change. Economy can shift on me. But if I say, okay, I want to do $1 billion, this business is now a 50 billion business, a 30 billion business. But for that $1 billion, I want to let go of 10% of my business. That means I will get that $1 billion without having to pay interest, but letting go of 10%. And that 10% I've let go gives me the $1 billion to now work at my pace and do better. So we need to always think beyond just going to bank. Bank, you at a point you may have to go, but there are things you can do without having to go to the bank. There are things you have, and that is where creative finance comes in. And it's better to operate with that. Use what you have, or use the low-hanging fruit than to go to bank. That banking should be like a last resort, because what many people don't know, for every loan you collect in any financial institution, there are two things you must sign. It's part of the fine print. Number one, they can change the interest rate at any time, and you have to agree to it. Number two, they can call for the money at any time. Even if they say, we are giving you this loan for 5 years, they can decide to say, we have changed our mind, we can no more do 5 years, we need our money in 6 months. And you have to agree to it, because it's part of, they are there to run business, and things can change. Central Bank can come up with a law that cancels whatever they have agreed with you.
Let me take Toby from Meron. Thanks for calling, Toby. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know Mr. Olumide talked about the summit that has been coming on. But a lot of us have happened to there. So thank you for giving us this opportunity. Sir, I would like to ask, how long should you be in business, or before you know, oh, this is not going to work, then you have to back out? Is there a time for you to know, this is not going to work, let me just do something else? Or do you just be patient and keep doing it? Because we know in Nigeria things are not really going as it should be. So is there a time for you to know, this is not for me, let me go into something else? Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to answer you, but let me say this. One of the things we need to understand that in life, there are different aspects of life that does not have a yes or no answer, and they don't have an answer that is generic to everybody, because different business, different industries, different sectors have different gestation period and different factors. Amazon, they kept investing in Amazon, according to the information in the public domain, for about 13 or 17 years before they started making money. Facebook, 8 years. They just kept putting money, because they believed that it was like a bottomless pit, but we can see the result now. So we know what Elon Musk has done, putting billions upon billions, losing money. But I will say to you, to now give you my own answer, 5 years. Whatever you do, I've studied, I've been in business terrain now 37 years. I've run businesses that have failed, I've run businesses that have succeeded on a global scale. So I can tell you that anything you do, and you put in everything, you are developing yourself, you are doing adjustment, and 5 years is not showing results, it's time to move on and do something else. And that may mean, listen to this, a change of strategy, a change of location, a change of position, or a change of business. So it may not mean that you shut the business, but it may mean that the strategy I'm using is not working. I have to change the strategy completely. It may mean a change of location. This location is not going to help this business. I need to move to a new location. It may mean a change of position. I am not the kind of person that can make this business work. So let me step aside and be a founder and get somebody else to be the manager of this business. And it may not be a change of business completely, to say this business is not going anywhere. And then you check out. So 5 years.
You know, I know somebody who does business, and the person is not trying to scale. And it's a business that is very, very lucrative. It's scalable. But the person is comfortable with this small money that is coming. And people are trying, there are men, because a lot of men don't like to go for training. I don't know why. Maybe I don't want to be sexist, but there are lots of information out there that can help a man to grow his business. But sometimes ego gets in the way. Or feel like, oh, you're a businessman, you know these things. What does Olumide Emmanuel want to teach me? What does land relation? I beg, leave me. I can manage what I'm doing myself. But so how do you help somebody who knows he's doing the basics and he's getting results, but he needs information. He needs to be encouraged to get to the next level. How do you help that kind of person?
You cannot help a chicken to fly. If it's not there. You cannot teach a man anything except you help him to discover what's already within himself. When you try to motivate a chicken to fly, you frustrate yourself and frustrate the chicken. Chickens have wings, birds have wings. Birds can fly, chickens cannot fly. Wings does not equal to flight. What makes them to fly is on the inside of them. So most of the time, what we are supposed to do is to continually see how we can help people bet hunger and desire inside them, so that they will be the one looking for the solution by themselves. Everything that is externally motivated without an internal agreement will never work. That's why they say you can take a horse to the river because you cannot force the horse to drink. But to force the horse to drink, there is something you can do. Put salt in his mouth. Start putting salt in the mouth of the horse will become thirsty and look for water by itself. So most of the time, so how do you put salt in the mouth of the horse? Put them in environments and around people and places that inspires and motivates them to be better. You see, she came into the billionaires conclave. Before she came, I can't afford. I said, look, okay, let me pay instrumental. I said, forget. If you are paying instrumentally, you are not ready. Put stretch. I said, when you enter that place and you see your mates and see younger people, you will wake up. When she came, say, what is our 30-something? Also, billion Nigeria tower, people are talking billion turnover as if is it not the same Nigeria? And this is not fraud. This is clean business. Our mindset changed. There are many things she's doing. I'm like at top level because I don't even need to be motivating and be told. Sometimes I say, hey, Top, why are you doing this? How are you doing that? No, this kind of. But now I'm like, okay, because she's going around pursuing things for herself because the thing has come from the inside. So if you have people around you like that, put salt in their mouth.
Okay, so I'm reading comments and I've listened to two callers who think it's impossible to do here. How do you, apart from the salt in the mouth, change this Nigerian popular mindset, that things can't work here. There's this, we just see, if you enter 2-3 ministry, they jam you. You just think until jackpot. So when you're mentoring somebody, the person most likely will use your resources in your office to jackpot. How do you change this pessimistic mindset?
It's a challenging thing because the environment continually fights it. So I give you an example from the point of being a pastor. I've been a pastor now. I've been in ministry now. By October, I'll be celebrating 35 years in full-time ministry. And I see how poor people in my church. Thousands of people. I was seeing churches like thousands. You see everywhere full. But in your mind, you are like, is this how these people will continue? Because you know that what will help them, they are not ready to do it. So I've pastored for 35 years. I've taught people, these are the things you need to do, these are the things you need to do. But they don't believe. They believe that it is pray for them. And one miracle will just happen.
Because unmerited favor, we're all looking.
No. The person that gave unmerited favor shed his blood. Anything that is free is not cheap. Somebody paid for it. So you see, you cannot pray your way into miracle when you are not the kind of person that can handle the miracle. You can't expect somebody to anoint you to be a pilot, anoint you to be a medical doctor, anoint you to be a billionaire. It doesn't work like that. So in our world today, no matter what you say, until people have encounters that changes that, you can't help them. I had the pastor people every week and they tell them, they are still there 30 years. And you are like, is it that difficult to make 1 million? But it's like, and I started with them. We're all trekking. So it's not as if I came from heaven. As I was practicing, I said, I've discovered this thing. 1998, when I came to it, I said, my people, all this, as we are paying 10% from now is a law. As you are bringing 10%, you must be saving 10%. Don't bring any 10% here if you are not saving. You don't have a future without saving. 1998, 2024 now. I started doing it. Those that did it, they have traded something.
So let's talk about the money is not enough. The money is not enough. I don't have enough. I can't pay for this training. It is those that have money that can attend these things and all of that. And some people are calling out that how can you be a pastor and be charging this much money for a training? Don't you see the way the country is?
Like
I've just
said,
to help us.
Like I've just said, I've been preaching for 35 years. I don't charge. I still preached yesterday. They didn't pay. So there is audience for everything. Now there's a difference between Pastor Olumide Emmanuel and Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is a pastor called of God, ordained of God, to use the word of God to help people to fulfill destiny. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is a man that have gone to train himself to become a professional in his field. He has 2 PhD, he has 2 masters, he pays school fees. Prayer and anointing oil was not the school fees that he paid. And then he uses that information to help businesses and organizations that are interested in doing that. And because of his faith-based belief, he does free events to help people, and then he does paid events for those that can afford to come into the paid event so that he can do something more intensive with them. Every information that you need is available on Google. You don't need to come to my seminar to have information. YouTube is there. It's just lazy mindset and mindset of people that don't understand the way the world works. And if you are coming to a meeting, go to Sheraton by yourself and ask them, how much is your hall to rent this hall? So by the time they go to Marriott Hotel, Marriott Banquet Hall right now is 7.5 million for one day. I'm doing 2 days meeting, they're 15 million. So I pay 15 million for all. You will now come for free. It's just so it's not for you. That's why I said. That's why I said that this meeting now is not for everybody. We don't even need crowd.
I agree that you do your free events, but you are doctor and pastor, so there's no way there must be a meeting point, confluence inside these two. How many? Because you can see a potential in somebody who doesn't have the means.
Yeah.
You as you're gifted, so you see there will be 2-3 members of your church or your family or your neighborhood that you'd see 2-3 people and say, this person can grow, but this person I will give scholarship for every event.
Every year we do that.
Yeah. So how many have you been able to use as your example?
This year alone, this year alone, we have given scholarship to 147 people. This year alone. Maybe I was here to talk about the January one, free and paid. The January one we did, I came here now to announce it on the
Let me ask you, because I did the sustainability summit, because there are people who are watching us internationally and thinking, how do I join? Because when you've been going on a global tour, meeting Nigerians all over the world, many of them are trying to start businesses, be entrepreneurs, do something home, and they would like to also attend this. Is there an online version for them to attend?
Most of our events are not virtual. They are actually in-house. You have to physically come. Why? You see, many times we don't realize that there are some things that are even not healthy. And I'm holistic in my view. You want to go for a meeting from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. online, as how now, to have your eye on the screen for 12 hours. It's not healthy. You can't walk. It can't work. So let's just face reality that everything is not for you. The one that is for you, go there. The one that is not for you, leave it for those that it is for. Don't argue that why are you people, they face the one we concern you. We are wasting time on what is not our business. There is so much. Look, the same people now, I will still be back because the free one again is in January. I will be back again to talk about the free one. They will still not come. You go to Abuja. When are you coming to Ilorin? You go to Ilorin. When are you coming to Port Harcourt? But we have only 2 American embassies in Nigeria. And when you want visa, you find your way. You find your way. People are not serious. I've been around enough with proofs and evidence and track record to tell you people are not serious. They are just looking for excuses to stay the way they are. People that are serious, when you are thirsty, you don't ask the river to look for you. You will look for water. When you are really thirsty, when you are really ready, you will go for it. So if you are ready, contact us.
Tell us again about
So the Business Sustainability Summit is coming up Friday, the 27th of this month of September, just a few weeks from now. It's a whole day event. So if you are supposed to be with us for the whole day, you don't have the funds to do the fully residential version, just come. We'll start by 9 a.m. from 8 a.m. registration start 9 to 5. And instead of 500,000, you pay 300,000. And I can tell you, when you come, well, I have a testimonial here. There are people that have come to our meetings, and you've been there, you were there last year. By the time they finish, they will now be bringing more money by themselves. to say, no, this thing is worth more than, or what else can we do? We have to pay. It's something we have seen. So it's 300,000 instead of 500,000. But if you want to be a part of the fully residential, then you stay with us up till Saturday. Then we have a dinner, a coaching session. So we finish by 5. You go and rest. By 7, we'll now sit down and do a coaching session. And then on Saturday morning, we'll do another hangout over breakfast before you leave. So call the numbers on the screen, 0809 144 7423, 0809 144 7423, or 0802 305 9058, 0802 305 9058. And then pay before Friday. We have only 13 slots, and if you are not paying by this Friday, you either pay the full price or you wait till next year. And I believe very strongly that if we know better, we'll do better. So make sure that you are learning. Go online. There are a lot of courses on YouTube, absolutely free. With COVID, a lot of Ivy League universities all over the world have come up with a lot of courses, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, absolutely free. A lot of entrepreneurs, organizations, and philanthropists have put money into many institutions, sponsored them to come up with courses to give people relevant skills for the present day world. 4th Industrial Revolution, 5th Industrial Revolution, AI, robotics, analytics, coding, everything free. They are all online. Instead of using that 200 naira to be insulting and gossiping online and be talking about who did BBL, who disappointed who broke who did they serve breakfast, work on your life. Nobody grows young. Everybody grows old. You think you are young. Before you know it, you are 30, you are 40, you are 50. Work on your life. Fix your life. And stop wasting time on irrelevant things. Nobody will help you plan your life without your direct involvement. So if it's going to be, it's up to you. An object will remain stagnant until a force is applied. Your life will remain the same way it is until you do something meaningful about it.
Let's find some questions for you online. Let's see.
While we're waiting for questions to drop, okay, let me just put this. KG Nesta says, quoting you, when you try to motivate chicken to fly, you will frustrate yourself and the chicken. He said, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, word. So people should put that on their table and work with it. Yesterday I was driving from school shopping, and my son said, "Mommy, problem is a good thing, right?" I was confused. I was like, And I said, "Yes, now. The problem when you find solution, you get money." And I've never had such a conversation before. So I was like, "So which kind of problem you define now?" Because me, I don't want problem. And he was like, "Yes, now you solve the problem and you sell it and you get money." So how should Nigerians be looking outside now? Because problem full ground now.
Yeah, money.
Especially this petrol now.
Yeah, I've said it on this platform before.
Please, can I just add to that? Because the same thing. And also for someone that is a hard worker, resilient, the whole works, but then they don't know what type of business they should do, or they don't know what they are passionate about. So let's tie it together.
So I've said it before. There are 10 places where money hides. It's in my book. Go to my social media platform. Everything is there. 10 places where money hides. Number 1, money hides in people. We have over 8 billion people on earth, over 25 billion people in Lagos, about 270 million people in Nigeria. So this is people. Money is in people. If you solve problem for them, you will get money. Number 2, money hides in problem. So every problem is money in disguise. Nobody pays you for the problem you identify. They pay you for the problem you solve. Everybody on earth today is making money by solving problem. The food seller is making money by solving your hunger problem. The school is solving money by solving education and ignorant problem. The landlord is solving shelter problem. And that's how it works. So if you want to make money, look for problem to solve. And once you're able, that's why I spoke about the basic need. What are the basic needs? When you solve it, you are good to go. Then to come to your question, you see, there are things that we have been taught and that we have practiced that we later discover is not the ideal. When we were growing up in business, when I started out, you get a product and then you start looking for markets. Say, I have this product to come and buy. Then we later realize that it's a wrong formula. The first thing you're supposed to do is to go and look for a market, a ready market, a hungry market that is looking for something to solve a problem for them. You now create a product to go and give to them. At that point, the market is waiting for your product. Before now, we're told, pursue your passion, pursue your passion. And then people pursue passion. They ended up with passion. Why? Because we now realize that passion is powerful, but passion does not pay early. So pursue your passion, stay focused on your passion, but while you are building and focusing on your passion, get something else you will do to sustain you before your passion begins to pay. Because passion does not pay early, but when it begins to pay, it can pay for life. And then, because you are pursuing your passion, does not mean you should not take advantage of the opportunity to make money that is around you. I don't think that all the people that are making money, is Dangote passionate about crude oil? Is he passionate about spaghetti or cement? Do you understand now? So it's maximizing the opportunities around because of the problem he has seen. Why did he go into fuel? He saw that this country is not doing, let me go and make money there, because everywhere there is problem, there is money. So to answer that question, that pursue your passion, discover it, pursue it, but while you are pursuing it, get something doing that will keep body and soul together. I wanted to mention
this comment because I mean I think it's also similar to all the comments we've been seeing so maybe this is something you also need to see as a problem to solve. Because this person is saying that I have opened 3 businesses for my wife and they have all failed. She has gone for trainings, yet the businesses have failed. So what is her problem? So obviously there are many people getting information, they are reading books, but they're still not getting through.
See, the missing link is mentorship. You see, many times when we talk about mentorship, people think we're just hyping this thing. Because you see, a mentor helps you to be able to contextualize your confusion. Because a mentor is someone that has gone through what you have gone through before. One of my pastors came into my office with his wife. Arguments. Hungry. The guy has given this woman 3 million at a point, 5 million at a point. This same kind of story. Nothing was working. And the guy was frustrated. And they came. And as they were talking, you see, she doesn't understand. I will give her money. She'll be selling on credit. She will not collect money. She'll be telling me, let's leave the money alone. So after they have said everything, so I asked him one question to go back to what I've said earlier. I said, did your wife ever come to you to say she wanted to start a business? Or you are the one that told her she should go and start a business? They kept quiet. They kept quiet. And the woman looked at me, and the way she looked at me, I said, speak. Don't be afraid, speak. You see, Pastor, I'm not a business person. I'm a career person. But the man feels you should be a business person. You should be a business person. So most of the time, that chicken cannot fly. The woman, if somebody is coming to tell you, I'll give you another example. 12 years ago, one of my pastor's wife, they came to me, problem. The wife was telling the husband, I need 80 million to start a school. 12 years ago, 80 million to start a school. And the man said, you are my wife. I know you have been in the educational sector. You cannot run a school. And the woman saw it as, you don't believe in me. How can you look down on me? He said, no, you are a good person. But school is a business. You don't have the business skill. Because for you to be asking me for 80 million, it already shows you don't understand that you're supposed to start and grow. How many years ago? 12 years ago. This year, 2024, I sat down with the same woman. She wants to start a school. I said, so how much do you need? She said, 10 million.
Now she's ready.
Yeah.
She said 10 million. When she said 10 million, I knew she was ready. But I now told her, I said 10 million cannot work. Do you understand? I said, so let's look at it. Now the school have started. And everything that has been spent on that school, less than 60 million. Powerful. Started. Children are resuming now. So many times, these things, when you have a mentor, they'll be able to help you. So don't force
That's all we can take on today's show. Thank you so much, Dr. Olumide. It's always a pleasure having you.
Yes, sir. And, thank you for having me.
Learn from you. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.